did you know that at your safe house in Payday 2, you can find several boxes with QR codes? Scanning one of these codes reveals a message that reads, "I love secrets." Oh, and if you wanted to try this one out for yourself, the QR code can only be found on the console version of the game. Hello and welcome to Hidden Video Game Details, the series that aims to show you things that you may not have known about your favourite games so that you can look really clever in front of Miss Piggy. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, and if you do, I'll send you a golden goose. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with series favourite Deep Rock Galactic. Now, if you're a regular watcher of this series, you'll know that Mission Control keep a close eye on you before you leave for a mission. For example, kicking boxes into the launch bay would cause them to tell you off. Well, during the holidays, your HQ was given a festive makeover, and if you tried to destroy the decorations, this would happen.
You're making management consider cancelling the holidays, mine included. Please stop vandalizing the decorations. The decorations are there to contribute to a festive atmosphere. They're not toys. Vandalism of the decorations will not be tolerated and can result in detention. How old are you? You're behaving like ill-mannered children. Please, stop it.
So Mission Control will be annoyed at your Grinch-like antics. It's a really nice touch. Next up is the really odd Amazing Frog V3. Now, cast your minds back to episode 41 of this series, where we discovered that you could see the inside of your character's head in the Eggcellent going under. Well, when I shared that detail nearly 2 years ago, loads of you commented that you could find something similar in Amazing Frog. But for the life of me, I couldn't get it to work. Now, if you didn't know, Amazing Frog on PC has a couple of different versions, but even after trying both of them, I couldn't see inside the frog. That was until now. So not only does Amazing Frog let you see your frog's brain, but you can also see its other organs too. Most games don't bother to model the insides of a character. I mean, you're hardly going to complain if your character in Amazing Frog doesn't have a heart, are you? But the fact that the developers did bother is pretty cool. Next up is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, we have covered Battlefront 2 on this channel before, but mainly because of its Easter eggs, which admittedly are pretty impressive. The one time that we did feature Battlefront 2 in the Detail series was in episode 9, where we discovered that friendly droid BB could get dirty, but also clean itself in water. Well, today's Battlefront 2 detail is actually found in the often forgotten campaign. During the Battle of Endor mission, you get the drop on some rebel troops. If you can hold your trigger finger for just a minute, you can hear some pretty funny dialogue.
We should be up there, not stuck on this rock.
Tell me about it.
Can't believe this was a trap, and we still won.
Really go for a Parkella nail right about now.
Tell me about it.
If the Empire's coming, I wish they'd hurry it up.
One can always hope.
Nothing like being on patrol, waiting to get shot at.
Now, I have to give credit to Caleb Bowman on Instagram, who not only suggested this detail, but was also kind enough to send over perhaps the funniest voice line that can be heard here. You know, the one where they talk about waiting to get shot at. No matter how long I waited near the rebels, this specific piece of dialogue wouldn't happen. So once again, thank you, Caleb. Next up is Timesplitters Future Perfect. Now, if I asked anyone who played any of the Timesplitter games which mode they spent the most time on, I'd guess that 95% of people would say the multiplayer. And rightfully so, it's brilliant. Well, the detail that I have for today's video can actually be found in the campaign, which, much like Battlefront 2, is often forgotten. On the Scotland the Brave mission, Cortez has to infiltrate a castle. As he makes his way through the building, he can find this. So looking through this telescope thing reveals two enemies fighting in the kitchen. and by the looks of things, they don't plan on stopping anytime soon. The thing is, when you actually reach the kitchen, you can find this. So instead of 2 guards fighting, you can find just the 1 guard keeping watch. Now, like I said, the fight looked pretty intense, so I'm wondering what happened to the other guard. Now, I don't want to put thoughts in your head, but there is a conveniently placed oven here which would be perfect if you wanted to dispose of a body. All I'm saying is, if I was a detective, I would be pretty suspicious of the guard who survived. Right, let's end today's video with the love it or hate it High on Life. Now, I could spend hours sharing all of the hidden dialogue that can be found in this game, and who knows, one day I might. But to start things off, I wanted to share some of these smaller details that some people may not have noticed in the wacky first-person shooter. Now, the whole point of High on Life is to take out the evil G3. To do this, you interact with the bounty machine, which gives you targets. The machine appears in your house after a mission. The thing is, it didn't just teleport there. If you take a look at the floor, you can see marks and scratches from where the machine was dragged into the room. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't mind-blowing stuff, but I find it really cool that the developers added these marks to explain the machine's sudden appearance. This next detail isn't as subtle. When fighting enemies, there's a chance that they will do this. So, in a display of pure dominance, enemies will stop mid-gunfight to twerk in your direction. I'll let you guys decide how this one makes you feel. Right, the final detail is of course more hidden dialogue, because seriously, this game has dialogue for everything you do. And of course, that includes putting the controller down and doing nothing. Here are all the lines of dialogue I managed to record whilst being AFK.
So, how's it going? I'm talking to you, the person, the human playing the game, not the fictional character holding me. I'm talking to you through the screen. Say something back, it's gonna blow your mind. I'll be able to hear you, I promise, it's crazy.
So, how's it going? You having a good time? Alright, not gonna talk to me, I'll just go back to what I was doing. I'm glad I'm on your team. I get to stab a lot of people, and you get to stab a lot of people, so it's a win-win for both of us, really. Hey, I've been thinking, there's a whole planet full of talking guns, but what the fuck am I? Like, do I have my own planet, or am I part of theirs? Why don't I know this? I just realised. Just wanted to make sure you haven't forgotten about me.
Are you in the bathroom or something and you forgot to pause the... Are you taking a fucking disgusting shit?
Promise me we'll take a break soon and just go for a nice walk or something. I love killing aliens, don't get me wrong, but we gotta remember to take care of ourselves from time to time, you know? You must have a lot to think about. Take all the time you need. Process everything.
So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter eggs, secrets, and hidden details in video games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.